So it's a cool and cloudy day here, and it's a perfect time for some comfort food. And for me, my favorite comfort food is a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, I've been working on grilled cheese sandwiches for decades, and I used to make them in restaurants. I feel like I have a good representation of the ultimate grilled cheese. Let's fix it. My first step is to slice the tomato and then season it. Unfortunately, grocery store tomatoes are usually lacking flavor, so at the very least I usually like to put some salt on there. And since I'm going to be cooking these in a frying pan, I'm going with salt and pepper. So I have 3 slices ready. I'm not sure if all 3 will fit in the sandwich. I'm going to be optimistic here. So a little salt and a little pepper. I will season the other side once it's in the pan. Now let's get the bread ready. I'm going to use 3 slices of bread. A little yellow mustard on each one. Yellow mustard on a grilled cheese? You bet. It's a perfect complement for that savory, cheesy goodness. This sandwich is so good, you're going to dream about it at work, just like Elmer Fudd.
I start to dream of you before I get home. Grilled cheese.
Each slice of bread is going to get 2 slices of cheese. Starting off with our smoked Gouda. 2 slices of Swiss next. Some people say Swiss is the holiest of cheeses. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now 2 slices of cheddar. Oh look, see, there's paper in here this time. Don't want to be eating that. Everything's all ready. Let's go to the stove. Okay, so just threw a little water on the pan to check the temperature. When you're making a grilled cheese, you don't want it very hot. I mean, you want a hot pan, but you don't want it to be like scorching hot. You want it to be able to come up to temperature kind of slowly and melt the cheese nicely and also not burn the bread. I feel like that's the #1 mistake people make when they're cooking sandwiches in a pan or on a flat top, having the heat too high. You want the butter to do its job slow and low. You don't want to burn the bread. I'm going to melt some butter on the pan now. I mean, if you're really in a hurry, I guess you could use an iron, but I wouldn't recommend it. You know, a lot of people, they like to butter the bread first and then put it on the stove. I like to do it this way. I don't know if one way is better than the other, but I do know this is easier if your butter is cold and hard to spread. Okay, then we'll put our bread on there. Then we'll get our tomatoes. Add a little seasoning to the other side of those tomatoes. Now basically we just let time do its thing. At this point I decided to flip over the tomatoes and make sure that both sides get cooked. I saw the cheese melting at the corners, and that tells me I'm at about the halfway point. Good time to turn the tomatoes over. I'm trying to flip the bread over so you can see how toasted it is. It's kind of hard to do that to get it on camera. Oh, there we go. Looking pretty good. Yep, coming along nicely. Taking a peek under this slice of bread, and I feel like it needs a little more butter in the middle. So then I decide to go ahead and kind of stir things around a little bit in the pan and make sure I get a little extra butter everywhere. The cheese is melting pretty good down the sides now, and it's also sweating and getting soft on top. That's my cue to go ahead and start building the sandwich. These tomatoes fought me the whole way, but that's okay. I'm patient and persistent. I'll get there. When building the sandwich, I like to put 2 layers of cheese together in one part of the sandwich and then a single layer of cheese with the tomatoes, so that the layers are sort of the same thickness. That is a thing of beauty. All right, this looks super cheesy. I'm looking forward to diving in. And just so you know, when you cut a sandwich diagonally, it's going to taste way better. So make sure you do that. I feel like there's something pleasing about the shape of the sandwich. You get 2 triangles when you cut it diagonally, but also I think the flavor definitely improves. There's something special about it. Now look at that cheesy goodness. When you're serving a sandwich, it's a good idea to arrange the halves this way, so it's like it's almost like a Pac-Man mouth or something, but there's a nice space right here for you to put a side dish. So what would go good with the grilled cheese, potato chips, I don't know, that'd probably be my go-to. Soup, you could put a little bowl of soup right here. I don't have time for sides, I'm super hungry, so let's just give it a taste. That is everything wonderful about a grilled cheese. So this grilled cheese is perfect in my opinion. The 3 cheeses all have flavors that come together nicely. It's like a little symphony of cheese. The mustard adds a little bit of sharpness to break up the flavor of the cheese. And then the tomato, it just adds a little acid, also complements the flavors. And the bread is perfectly toasted, has a nice crunch when you bite it. This is really great. And if you don't want to do a triple decker, that's okay. You can just do 2 slices and there's no shame in that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I definitely hope you make a grilled cheese at home. It's super delicious. Thanks for watching. The mustard cuts through the cheese a little bit. Did I say cut the cheese?